Hey everyone, it's Army Gaming. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Monster Legends, The Walking Dead X Monster Legends. The heroes of AMC's The Walking Dead have joined forces with Monster Legends. Rick, Negan, Michonne, Maggie, Daryl, and Carol are the monsters of this unique collection, which you'll only be able to obtain and rank up using their cells between September 12th and November 7th. You can start today. Rick is already available in an exclusive monster offer. Rick is a light attacker with double damage, position, sudden death, and an incredible evolving trait. Stay tuned to meet the rest of the heroes of The Walking Dead. So, Rick is available for the next, let's just call it 14 days. Let's see what else we have. Survival Book featuring Negan. Complete the Survivor's Book by collecting Rick, Michonne, Daryl, Carol, and Maggie between the 12th and the 7th of November to unlock and claim Negan as a reward. Negan is a dark tank with mega taunt, shields, damage protection, nightmares, and stun skills. Time remaining for him is 6 days, 6 hours. This seems wrong to me, considering the other monsters aren't even available yet. And Rick is for the next 2 weeks, so I think this is probably something that needs to be updated. Yeah, but essentially the Walking Dead event has finally started. Let's click on the Survivor's Island. So this actually ends in 55 days and 7 hours. If we click on Walker's Invasion event, right now this is all we have, yeah. If we click on Survivor's Dungeon, we get to look at that. Let's take a look at the library real quick. So yeah, if you get these 5 monsters, then you'll unlock Negan, and then obviously you just get a lot more cells for him. Alright, let's exit out of there. If we click on Get It Now, Rick cost $30, so he's like the bounty hunt monster in terms of price, essentially. And it looks like, yeah, that's the only offer available for him. If you click on the Survivor Dungeon, that's right here, we enter that, The Walking Dead Chapter 1, and then coming soon in, it looks like in 2 weeks, and then, wow. Yeah, so the last one looks like it's going to be Carol, and then Maggie is before that, next 2 weeks, sorry, hold on. So in 41 days, does that get, no, that's not when it gets released, that's how long it's lasting for. So, wait, hold on, let me figure this out. So for this Chapter 1, it lasts for 55 days. This only lasts for 13 more days. Oh yeah, that's hold on. I'm so confused right now. Survivor Island. Yeah, so you can get Rick now, but there's nothing for Rick? Oh, this is, I guess, technically Rick's. Okay. So, but you don't need Rick to play, do you? It looks like I can fight without it. Yeah, it looks like you don't need Rick to fight. Hold on. We're figuring this out together. I want this to be just like a quick review of the monsters. Alright, okay, I got my thing. So what is this? Contains random legendary excluding War Masters, a survivor token. So it looks like this gives me a bunch of cells for Michonne. Well, not a bunch. 5, 2, 5, 1. And then this, complete easy to unlock. So we'll play through that. If I scroll here, coming soon. Alright, so that's Daryl, and this is Maggie. Maybe as I complete all of these, I'll get enough cells to get Michonne for free. So Michonne is the free monster. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I wanted to talk about the monsters since they're officially out. Scrolling through everything else, it looks like that's all the info we have now. Let's compare the monsters to one another and to the galactic era. Okay, so here we have Rick, Daryl, Michonne, Negan, Carol, and Maggie. And funny enough, if you look at the generation, even though we're in the galactic era, they're technically in their own generation. I mean, SP has done this for previous events. As you can see, the Halloween event, it's its own thing. So, okay, we have the monsters. So, really quickly, by the way, singular elements, light, metal, fire, dark, water, and earth. And if we scroll through them real quick, let's take a look at their traits. I already went over their skills in a sneak peek. Hopefully they get to do exclusive first looks on them, because it'd be really cool to test them out. But let's go through them real quick. So we have immune to control, immune to trigger death, stamina regen, and area damage increase. The whole team will start off with a 50% damage boost. If you have this monster and you have the nature beast, your monsters could have the 25 and the 50. That'd be really powerful. Can't be denied. Trigger death, not an issue for Rick. In my personal opinion, from looking at him, he wasn't the best of the bunch. We have Daryl. Daryl has Guard Down Hater. Super useful to take down fugitive monsters forever and in the future. Dark Protection blocks out half damage from incoming dark attacks. Double Healing And Pierce, Status Caster Pierce. He has Pierce skills. He's going to be one of the more deadly monsters in the game, in my personal opinion. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Moving on, we have Michonne. Michonne is dodge area. Amazing. Immune to dazes, whatever. We have cooldown immunity, and we have an area bleed. Enemies start off with bleed. The area dodge is the main thing you have going for Michonne. Negan. Negan has taunt, and he has mountain. Immune to stun and freeze. He gives enemies nightmares at the start of the battle, and he has a Static Caster Megaton. So when that Megaton disappears, he used to have taunts. So you can use Negan and Michonne together. Look at that life stat, 152,000. That is really high. Taking a look at Carol. Carol has the Anticipation. Great counter to all the monsters that do extra turn skills. And funny enough, you are water-based. Keep in mind, who is one of the monsters that is most commonly used? You guessed it, Cherub Cupid, who does have 2 ET skills. He does have light-based attacks as well. But hey, you're a water monster, you have that elemental advantage. So Carol could potentially be a very good monster to use. And actually, if you look at the meta monsters, they're fire-based, right? It's Serpentex, it's Cherub Cupid, it's Elvira. So you sort of have this kind of monster. Also, vulnerable against the opponents at the start of the battle. So your attacks are going to be stronger. And if they do an ET skill, you get an extra turn. So as far as traits go, man, these monsters, pretty crazy. We have Maggie, immune to torture. Torture is one of the strongest things in the game. You don't have to worry about that with Maggie. You also cannot be denied. So no dots for you, no denial for you. You reduce damage output on the enemies and evasion for your whole team. I can see her being heavily used because anytime you have a monster that has area evasion, like Elvira, it's just super valuable. So I can see this monster being in like the top 100 usage. I can see Carol for the Anticipation. I can see Negan as a taunt / Megaton monster. And I can see Daryl for the Pierce mechanic. I don't really see Rick being in the top, and I really don't see Michonne. Maybe a few usage, but not. I think the heavy usage will be Daryl. I don't think we'll see Rick at all in the top 100. I can see Daryl for Pierce. I can see Michonne for area dodge, but not as much, honestly. Negan for his taunt / Megataunt. Carol for Anticipation, and Maggie for immune to torture for the area evasion. So that's a quick little trait analysis on the monsters, but now let's compare stats. Okay, so here we have the stats. We're going to start by just comparing them to one another. Really quickly, what stands out is Negan with that 152k life stat. It is the highest of the whole entire crew. As you can see, it is dark green, so it's probably the highest in the game. Rick is the strongest in terms of power stats at 11,264. Then we have Daryl at 11,176, followed by Michonne and Negan. Oh, these actually turned out to be in order. Wow. In terms of speed stats, we have a really fast Maggie and a really fast Carol. And then these are the monsters that kind of like whatever. Alright, now let's go ahead and sort by the highest life stats. So if I scroll all the way up, look at that. Negan is the tankiest monster officially in the game. And now when we sort by power, yeah, take a look at that. Rick is the second strongest in the whole entire game. Rosal Doom beating him out. But yeah, in terms of the Walking Dead monsters, we have Rick. Daryl's pretty high up there. Again, Rick, maybe I gotta review the monster again, but to me, he didn't seem that crazy. And then if we look at speed stat, look at that. Maggie and Carol taking the lead. Sorry, K911, you're not fast enough, but Maggie at 8866 is the fastest in the game. So speed stat, we have Maggie in first, Carol in second. Life stat, we have Negan taking the first spot. And then power stat, they did not do better than Rosal Doom. We have Rick at 112. Why do I keep saying 100? At 11,264. Alright guys, so yeah, we're going to go over traits, stats, what we know about the game. I'll do a follow-up video going over the, I guess, the dungeon. And hopefully I get to review the monsters at level 150. That would be really fun to see. Right now, I will, off the top of my head, like, the one I'm most interested in is probably Daryl. I completely put his name wrong right here. Gotta fix that. It's not Darley. Alright guys, thank you very much, and remember to subscribe.